Well, hello. I am adult sized today. No TV. Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. It's Diana. How's it going? Hello. Hello. Ignore me. I'm crunching on cereal. I didn't finish before stream started. Mama. I almost forgot what he looked like. You do sort of get used to the chibi model, but I was kind of like... I miss being the pastel pink. Like, I missed my normal proportions. I missed being able to get things off a shelf. Joking aside, I figured we'd come back to this model before my new one in September. Because, I mean, I'll probably end up reusing the chibi at points. I don't know when I'll come back to this one. Might just be pure nostalgia, but... It served me well for like 3 years. Give it the respect it deserves. But yes, hello Zon, hello Nier, hello Jambola, hello Ranger, everybody. I am alive. New models are cool, but letting go is hard. Yeah. If it's any consolation, the new model is very, very, me, I guess I'll say. Like, it moves better with me. Like, it's very much in line with my personality, more so. So, I mean, it'll be better. In that respect, it'll be a sad day for the Elder Beams. I'm sure I'll still use the fan art that Zon got commissioned for me periodically in the schedules and stuff like that. Because, I mean, new DD doesn't look drastically different from old DD. Like, the length of the veins is different. The clothes is different, that's about it. Some people get new models, and not only did they change the clothes, they changed the hairstyle, so the only thing that remains the same is like their eyes and the hair color. And it's like, whoa! That's really different. Like when people, like their first model was like, like a school uniform or something like that, and then they get a new model and it's like, I'm a phantom thief and I've got a mask and all this stuff. It's like, this looks cool. But, we've taken a wild turn here. Yeah, I mean, as the VTuber, I get it, because it's like, you get tired of staring at yourself for 20, like, for months and months and months, but it's like, for the fans, this is all they know you as. Like, the fans aren't getting most of the time the fans aren't getting tired of your old design, you know what I mean? Your birthday's tomorrow? That's right! Okay, in case you're not here tomorrow. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ranger. Thank you for the science. Yay! Happy birthday. There we go. It is Ranger's first birthday as a bean. That is crazy. Someone get him the party hat. the little crown. The king for a day, like little sash and like hat and stuff. Almost 50 divided by 2 now. And I turn to dust. My age does not divide nicely anymore. No, wait, it would be 70. Oh, God. I was like, wait, does it divide easily? It does. It's too big a number. It's a scary big number. No, thank you. No, thank you. Okay. Almost 80 divided by 2? Gas! Oh, no. I'll be there soon, yeah. Time is just a number, blah, 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 blah. I constantly forget, though. In my brain, I'm still, like, I'm forever stuck in, like, 23 or something like that. It's like, I'm just a baby energy at work, and then it's like, no, you're not the baby anymore. I sort of am. Because the apothecary has traditionally skewed, like, older. But now at the new apothecary location, there is, like, a bunch of people, and I'm like, you could be anywhere from 19 to 40. I got no idea. You're getting summoned? Okay, bye. Otsukare-sama. Good job at work today. Have fun. Rawr. God. I've got so many things to do for my trip still. Nothing like super crazy. But it's like I still gotta go to the pet sitters and give them like my spare key and like, you know, stuff like that. I did all the laundry before the trip though. So that's good at least. Did some cleaning before the trip. Because I don't know, sometimes when you come back and you realize you didn't clean before you left, you're like, man, that's not fun. What else do I gotta do? Well, packing, but it's technically 3 nights, 2 days trip. So I mean, you don't really need a lot, especially since it's not like going to a convention or something. There's no cosplays involved. What I can, everything fits into a much smaller space because of that. I tried not to pack until like the night before because burning out the suitcase stresses the cats out. Like, I've tried leaving it out in the living room or something, like, a few days before the trip. And they never stop stressing about it. So I'm like, okay. Speaking of change is scary, the cats, basically. Cats are like, what is this weird thing that's arrived here? I don't like it. Put a blanket over it? I don't know if that would work. I don't know if that would work. Because I was trying to, like, because, I mean, if what they're reacting to is not the suitcase itself, but something new in their environment, putting a blanket over it may or may not help. It might. It might help with, Pep. Mogu's too smart for that. She's like, I know you just put a blanket over that. You think I'm stupid? Sorry, girls. What? Go back. My brain's like, me. Oh, and I'm good. The big thing is I'm gonna have to, like, pack up all of the stream stuff before I go because, you know, Pep is gonna be here unsupervised apart from, like, the brief visit, so she could totally destroy everything. Because she doesn't, like, she gets mad when I leave, but it's not like, you know, when you come back, they snub you kind of thing. But it's like, you know, I come back and there's, like, you know, hairballs in the bed, stuff like that. It's like, nah. Thanks, I miss you too. It's like, I know you're old. They're like, I'm trying to yeah, they're about they're 11 now, I'd say. They're 10 or 11. So they're getting up there. Iduna can stream and pretend to be you. No, Iduna's coming with me. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. Iduna's not watching the cats this time. I had to hire a company to come watch the cats. Rest in peace, my wallet, but it is what it is. You got your times crossed? Yeah, no worries. Like, it's not a super expensive. It's like $30 per visit. And they're coming twice a day, so it's $60 a day. So it's $120, $150. But then you add the tax, and it's like, poof, $200. Because Canada. Because Canada. Oh, Canada. Womp, 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 womp. Alright. I'm always available if you pay for flights. If only flights were cheaper than paying the local business, huh? If only. If only. Alright, I'm gonna get us audio. Hold on. There we go. Boop. It is UMINEKO time! We gotta finish off chapter 2, and then I saw in the summary I was using to reference how much longer the chapter is that this, like, particular segment is called Banquet of the Golden Witch, so it's like, oh boy. What could possibly go wrong? Everything. Everything, I'm sure. Welcome back. I don't feel welcomed. I don't like it here. Alright. Rosa was bursting into the church. Where are you, you, Beatrice, starting off strong. Show yourself, Beatrice! Rosa finally arrived at the chapel. She pointed her gun around her, screaming the witch's name, but there was no way she would receive an answer. After grimacing slightly, she noisily approached the table where her siblings' corpses still lay exposed, and stretched out her arm towards a gold ingot. It was very heavy, but Rosa didn't mind. She wrapped that one up in a blanket and threw it over her shoulder. At least, just this one. You're just stealing from your dad now. Incredible. This alone should be worth over 10 million. Without letting go of her gun, Rosa picked up the gold as well. Her shoulders were screaming, but Rosa didn't mind. It will happen very soon, very soon. The door to the golden land will open. Stop laughing with that creepy voice. Where is Beatrice? Yeah, I know she's around here somewhere, right? You know where, right? Where is she? I don't know. Even if you don't search for her, you'll be able to see her in the Golden Land. Ouch! Stop laughing like that! It almost makes me want to laugh. That's right. That was definitely a witch. Definitely a witch. I didn't understand. I thought she was human calling herself a witch, but I was wrong. That really was a witch. I won't be fooled by something like that. You're there, right? Come out! Show yourself, Beatrice! I told you she'll appear very soon. The door to the Golden Land will be opened. Grill dinner. That's right. Isn't that splendid? I care not. I abandon that rook. You, woman, are a king that cannot be reached without the resolve to lose everything one has. I thought you said keep yourself safe, Beatrice. I'll corner you, Beatrice. Yeah. At least call me a queen. What a brilliant move. Damn. Beatrice likes her gender roles reinforced. So, your blood, no, the Ushinomiya blood is bad at giving up. How pleasant. What a truly elegant night. Master, Beatrice-sama, it will soon be time for the banquet. Already. That was fast. Every night I pass with you goes by swiftly. The moon falls like an apple, and the sun leaps out of the river like a small fish. It is time, so let us go. Rise, battler. The banquet to celebrate my revival will now begin. I'll introduce you as my new furniture. No, as my new toy. Oh, God. Oh, man. She's done more than just make him lick her shoes. Oh, man. The witch was relaxing elegantly, her feet thrown out from the sofa and resting on top of a footrest. However, the footrest wasn't a part of the sofa, but a human. Yeah, that's about what I figured. A human down on all fours. Beatrice-sama, your silk dress. You are the guest of honor, but I am the host. I will go out first. It would have been nice if Shannon were here to help dress you, but unfortunately, it seems she no longer remains. She's never around when I want to use her. An entirely useless person. Wow. However, you did well to remain here. I'm happy, my friend. I am grateful for your words. Good. Wait downstairs, you two. Genji, good work. Set the dress down over there. Certain. Well then, master. We will go first. Beatrice, I will see you later. Indeed. Kinzo and Genji left the study. After that, the witch and the dress and the furniture remained. And hi, Zexu. What a time to come in. Do you know why I am not embarrassed to show myself to you naked? It's because you're furniture. Furniture. Understand? Furniture, just furniture. Who would feel ashamed at exposing their body to furniture? So there's no reason for me to feel shame in front of you. I don't know, there's some people who definitely try and change in, like, their corner, because they don't want to be naked, even, like, when they're alone. So I don't know. There definitely are people who would be ashamed around furniture. She hasn't played Date Everything. Oh my god. I haven't touched that game. I haven't watched anyone play that game. I'm afraid to see what that game's like. All I can think of is, so ProZD/Sunwon Cho, the voice actor and like occasional VTuber, or not VTuber, YouTuber, sorry. He did a skit years ago about, what if it was like a harem anime, but everything was furniture? So, like, to me, the concept is, like, done and dusted. Nothing can top Tomo-chan and Fridge-kun. There's also Lamp-kun, like, yeah. But... he's in it! Well... The 180 I have pulled. How great that he's in it. That's amazing. The personification of existential dread. No way. When they say date everything, they literally mean date everything. The witch rose and her jacket slipped off just from her shoulders. After that, the jacket fell to the ground with a thump. When the furniture respectfully approached to pick up the clothes, the witch gave it a small kick and it fell over. The furniture was afraid of what misconduct it might have shown. Do you, as furniture, plan to force me to unbutton myself? Stand and undo the buttons, one by one, with care, quickly, gracefully, with no mistakes. The guests are being kept waiting, so change my clothes quickly. Damn. Yes. Undo them with care. Those buttons are each worth more than one of your eyeballs. If you make a mistake and break them, I'll sew your eyeballs in instead. So those of y'all who like Bieto, you're just masochists, aren't you, huh? Y'all just want to be abused, huh? I see how it is. The entrance hall was bustling with a crowd of shadowy people, and it sparkled gold with the gold butterflies flying about. The gentlemen in suits and tuxedos and the ladies in dresses looked like they were having a great number of friendly chats. At a glance, it might have looked like a fabulous medieval ball. But they had one thing in common, and that thing was exceedingly bizarre. because all of them had goat heads. Was it a goat masquerade? Or did they really have goat heads? It probably couldn't be the latter. But in this bizarre world, I really don't know which was true. Kinzo was amongst those goat nobles greeting them. Kinzo's greetings were more respectful than one would have been expected, as though these were all honored guests. At that time, Genji's voice ran out through the hall. It was a voice calling for silence. The voice stopped the idle chatter, and everyone turned to face Genji. Tonight, we celebrate the appearance of our golden witch who has achieved her revival, the Lady Beatrice. Everyone, please welcome her with your applause. When Genji began to applaud, it quickly spread through the guests and became a roaring ovation. Then, the Golden Witch appeared from the top of the large staircase. As she gracefully waved her hand, followed by a piece of furniture she was fond of, she slowly descended the staircase. Battler is not a gate. He's her bag, basically. The goat nobles offered unanimous words of celebration in some long-forgotten language, and those who were deeply intimate embraced, filled with joy at their reunion. As the witch offered greetings of reunion, the witch's furniture followed behind her the whole time. There was a chain around its neck. The other end was gripped in the witch's hand, like it was a trained dog. Yep. Masochists. The lot of ya. It wasn't there to restrain him. Those chains were a restraining device whose only purpose was to wound the furniture's dignity. He wasn't permitted to wear anything else on his body. Oh my god. The miner is naked. One of the young women goats mixed in with the goat nobles quietly removed her goat mask as the furniture passed in front of her, and she spoke with eyes that had no light in them. That face seemed to belong to a long-haired young girl. How pitiful. Oh, Lady Berncastel. Welcome. Do you like my furniture? That's a nice hobby. After saying only that, the witch called Berncastel once again put on her goat mask and was swallowed up by the shadows of the other tall goats. Ha 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 ha! Sore loser. She's ticked off, isn't she? You're not wrong. The young woman goats giggled, and the witch once again let out a high-pitched laugh. Thank you for gathering here for my sake. Why don't we enjoy the fullest this banquet of the witch, where old friends have gathered from past and present, east and west? Come, we will eat all tonight, drink all tonight, slurp all tonight, and chew to bits all night as we enjoy ourselves. Look at the clock as it marks when the ending hour and the beginning hour melt together. Come, let us begin the banquet of the witch. When the witch announced the beginning of the banquet, the large clock pointed to 2400, and the sound of a bell began to ring out. Come, now is the time. Open the golden door. Well, what could possibly go wrong? How many crossfades are we gonna have? All at once, the butterflies, leafed in gold, flew all around the inside of the room. Amidst the golden storm and the brilliant gold-colored light, the barrier between this world and another was cut open. Surrounded by the goats' delighted voices, the mansion of the human world and the mansion of those not human overlapped. Gonna leave the stream open while you drift to sleep? Okay, have a good night. and the members of the household who praised the resurrection of the Golden Witch scattered into gold butterflies and poured out of the depths of hell. It was a golden tornado, a rondo of golden demons. Y'all know what a rondo is? It's a type of dance. If you didn't know. Also, a type of song, I believe, and that goes with the dance. Come, tonight we put aside rank. Throw open the wine cellar, drop the snake's head into the liquor pot. Throw cows and chickens into the furnace alive. Oh my god, why? Why alive? And eat and saint and dance, sneer and kill and desecrate and degrade. Take me to the golden land, to the golden land. Oh. The gold nobles were suddenly crushing in around Kinzo, almost like they were kids, demanding the signature of some famous movie star. There were only two differences. Oh, I don't think he's having a good time anymore. I think he greatly underestimated how much he meant to Beatrice. First, these were witches, not kids. And second, what these witches demanded was not a signature. The sea of gold nobles began to drown Kinzo. Oh boy, only Kinzo's laughing voice echoed throughout the area. Woo! Well, bye. It's a grand mixture of laughter and his death throes, and Kinzo became wine and meat and bread. Delightful. An aroma if slurped, a rich taste if gnawed, and pleasant to tear to bits. The sound of his death throes lingered on sweetly, and if adorned with melted chocolate and golden argent, it would make a wonderful dessert. If you took the bones home, you could use them in a soup, and the remains could even become toys for the children to play with. And they could also become splendid tools for fortune-telling that always brought misfortune. The entire scene was watched by the furniture. It was all fantastical. It was all demonic. Was the quaking of its supposedly paralyzed heart proof that it could still feel fear? At that time, its knees buckled, and the furniture's body fell down in the middle of the carpet. After all, the witch had kicked those knees from behind. Kneel and show your respect. Rub your forehead against the carpet and show how vulgar you are. Put your hands behind your back and swear that you will offer all your flesh and blood to me. I nearly said offal, which I mean is organ meat, so I mean not entirely off topic, but the furniture let out a painful voice. Fear is the most basic emotion humans have. Was that emotion reviving his sense of self, which should have already been slain? Maybe. So you are still far from suitable for my furniture? Very well. I will carefully finish you, making you into the kind of furniture I like, the kind fitting only for me. As you are now, I doubt you can offer more than entertainment for our guests. The goat nobles were surrounding the crouching furniture. It seemed their blazing blood-red eyes couldn't hide their ecstasy at this new young food they'd been given. Ooh, battler! At from the ugly teeth that stuck out of countless mouths, saliva, or maybe the traces of meat and wine that had just been eaten dribbled down. As the furniture let out a wild scream, it retreated, still sitting on its backside. But the circle of goat nobles was closing in. Then the furniture looked at the witch's face. It had surrendered to the witch, so believing that the witch would show some compassion, it stared at her face in the end. But there was nothing but scorn on the witch's face, that she wasn't even facing the furniture anymore. The witch went off to greet an honored guest with whom she had crossed gazes. The goat nobles looked down upon the furniture. Actually, they had been waiting, just like how one must remove the cork in order to drink champagne. They had to wait for one thing before partaking of the offering served at this banquet. Of course, the furniture didn't know about this thing, but it came out of his mouth all by itself. Just like the unavoidable pop of a cork, it inevitably came out of his mouth. They were waiting for a scream? It was a scream. It was a sign that marked the beginning of the modest banquet at which he was to be served. Complete episode 2. Well, that's nice. Delightful. But wait, there's more. By now, the garden was one of both roses and gold. A gold-colored garden where gold butterflies, gold fairies, and gold lizards rampaged and flew about wildly. Maria, quickly! Run! Quickly, quickly, quickly! Rosa grasped her gun and the blanket wrapped around the inglet and ran at a speed Maria couldn't match, sometimes pausing to call out at Maria to run faster. Take her hand, you loser! So she saw it every time. She saw the golden pursuers chasing them from the mansion. A mass of gold butterflies was chasing after them like a massive crawling hand. And strange-looking shadows with goat heads were chasing after them. There was no need for her to strain her eyes, because those blazing pupils told her what would happen if she was captured. Mama, wait! Mama, wait! Oh! Maria fell down. For just an instant, Rosa was ashamed by thoughts of abandoning her daughter and running away. At the instant her feet touched ground, she ran back. The goat head that had sprinted over to get the first bite grabbed hold of the back of Rosa's own child's hair and pulled. Mama, no! Rosa ran to the goat head. Whoa, stop making the text shake. I can't read that. Rosa rammed into the goat head with her shoulders, spun, bashed the back of her elbow into the goat's jaw, and buried her knee into its protruding chest. Wow, Ava would be impressed. And she thrust the barrel of the gun inside the goat's head's mouth as it doubled over from the pain. Just try laying one finger on Maria in front of me. I'll show you just how lukewarm the hell you came from is. Now that's a line. The blast from the Winchester's .45 caliber long Colt bullet exploded inside the goat head's throat, and its medulla oblongata? The what now? Was instantly pulverized. The goat head had it understood. It had thought women were like pre-opened wine bottles. It had thought that turning them upside down would immediately make their deep red contents come out. Mama! Mama! Maria, who had been released, hugged Rosa. But the pursuers were still coming. Could see the giant goat heads who had given up pretending to be human running towards them from across the rose bushes. Rosa spilled several extra bullets which had been in the pocket of her coat all over the place. Told Maria to pick them up. Feel like waking up from a trance after reading an Edo manga from start to finish? Wow! Depending on how long that series, like that particular manga is, that would have been quite the journey. Yes! Pick up! Maria, if Mama falls down, run. Go to the shore and swim. There's nowhere for us to survive on this island. No! I'll stay with Mama. Rosa's gun roared 4 times, but even though 4 shots really did hit the massive approaching goats in the chest, they didn't even flinch. The goats ran with a violent vigor, as though they planned to crush Maria and Rosa with those massive bodies. Put the bullet in. Quickly! Why is the child loading the bullets? Rosa grasped the blanket with the ingot in both hands, and she herself sprinted, pulling it along. Oh, I see. Maria has to load the gun because Rosa's getting away with the gold. Wow. Without even an ounce of fear of those strange-looking giants. If it's to protect my daughter, I'll overcome even hell. You're not doing a good job protecting her if you're dragging the gold. Show you this golden dream. Rosa roared, the goat heads roared. That terribly heavy ingot. Oh, she was spinning it. I get it. A terribly heavy ingot, after picking up a fearsome centrifugal force and speed, slammed into the head of the goat. Rosa pulled a fountain pen from her pocket, but she held it crooked. She placed it in her palm, in the gap between her middle finger and ring finger, so it stuck out when she made a fist, almost like a stinger. That's how you break your fingers. The stinger sliced into the left eye of the goat as it fell over. Was the goat head's roar a scream? Rosa's roar was different. She pulled back her fist and slammed it into the fountain pen that was still sticking into the goat's eye. The pointed tip was gouged into the depths of its head. Mama, the bullet went in! Good job! Wow. It took you how long to... Poor Maria. However, at the same time, I saw the goat-head pursuers on the other side of the road bushes increase in number. I've gained enough distance for now. I held onto the blanket wrapped around the ingot and the gun, and once again ran with Maria. Why am I running with the gun in my right hand and the gold in my left? Why don't I let go with one hand and grasp Maria's hand? I can't let go of the gun that protects my body. I can't let go of the gold that protects my future. But even so, I've let go of the hand of my daughter, the one who is my future? I mean, clearly you aren't planning to have a future with Maria. Run. 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 She got out of the rose garden and began to run down a staircase through a grove of trees. But Rosa knew this path through the grove turned and twisted many times and only seemed to be alone. She tore straight through it. She had played here often since her childhood years, so she knew. To the beach, to the beach, to the sea, to the sea, to the sea. And after reaching the sea, nothing to do but swim. Swim, and if Maria can't swim, I'll carry her as I swim. While holding a gold ingot, you'll sink. There's nothing but death on this island. There's nothing but death in the sea. Mama? As she raced down the stairs, she took a bad step. A violent pain ran up her left ankle, and her mind went completely blank. Rosa fell down several stairs, shocked by her ankle, which was bent at an odd angle. The blanket with the ingot wasn't there. She had let go of it the instant she fell, and it had disappeared somewhere into the darkness. Only the gun was left. Tremors in the earth were getting closer. It was only a matter of time before the goat heads flooded in. She didn't want to imagine how many there would be or how strange they would look. The lightly dancing gold pursuers arrived. The gold butterflies surrounded Rosa and Maria, waving and clamoring as though saying, "The prize is here! The prize is here!" Rosa couldn't even try to get up. The violent pain from her broken ankle was so great that she couldn't ignore it, even in her last moments. What am I doing? I had the gold, which would have been worth several million yen. I might have been able to start over with that, and yet I fell, lost it. And now my own life is in danger. And Maria's too? What has my life been? I was born into an incomprehensible family, with irritating older siblings since the day I was born. What did I do? No matter what I did or didn't do, I was always in trouble and bullied and made fun of. What has my life been? Mama! 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 The roar inside Rosa's heart shriveled away and disappeared. It disappeared when she heard Maria's crying voice as she sobbed and clung to Rosa. Maria, Mama remembered something she's got to do. Please go on ahead. No, 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 no! I want to stay with Mama! I don't want Mama to die! Maria, even though I'm such a bad Mama, you still say you want to stay with me? Yeah, I want to stay with you. I want to stay with Mama. I made it look like I was putting you first, but I was always putting you off. I went to your athletic meet. I went to Parrots Day. But I was always thinking about how I appeared to the world, and you were never in my eyes. Are you saying that you want to stay with that kind of mother, even though I've been such a bad mother? Hey, Mama, did you know? You're my only Mama in this world. There's no good Mama or bad Mama. There's just one Mama. So I don't need any other Mama in this world. I want to be your one and only Maria. The Maria you want to spoil when you're in a good mood, and the Maria who's a nuisance and you don't want to be around, are different people. There's only one Maria, so the scary Mama and the nice Mama are the same. To me, they're my one and only Mama. What a... What's the Stockholm response? Trauma response? I was such an idiot. I didn't need gold. If only I had just pulled you by the hand. Not depressing at all, nope. I was such a stupid Mama. The shadows of the ghosts covered the sky even more thoroughly than the trees of the forest. Their roars blotted out the world with fear. Rosa still hugging Maria, readied her gun with one hand. Maria, let's go together. I'll never leave you. Let's always stay together so that Mama never gets lost again. Yeah, we'll be able to see each other soon. We'll be together forever. we'll be able to see each other in the Golden Land. And then we'll play together. Play with the wolves and sheep puzzle. Mama hasn't solved more than one of the puzzles, but I've solved them all. So I'll be the riddle giver. She had brought it as a birthday present. Then hadn't played it with Maria after that first night. Yes, we'll play together. I promise. Mama! His eyes sparkling like red-hot lava looked just like a group of fireflies. They danced, closed in, and attacked. Come on, let whoever wants to eat the bullet Maria chambered for me step forward! The seagulls cried. No survivors. Well, that was about what I expected. So we've got two very bad endings, but the one where Natsuhi was in charge, I would argue, went a little bit better. Muso? Need I say more? What the heck is that? That was an achievement I got. What the heck do you mean Muso in that case? What's the kanji for that? Good grief, alright. It's time for the tea party. Are they the game where you kill 1,000 of enemies? Oh! You know what? Yeah, I guess it's probably meant to be a reference to those games. But they killed, like, 2. Rosa awoke from her doze. It must have been a very deep sleep. Her mind was hazy, and she wasn't thinking clearly. Oh, this is already a very different vibe from, the tea party that Battler participated in. Where is this? It felt like some mansion, but it seemed to be the Ushiromiya mansion. She could see a room that looked like a parlor. And there was some tea that had been prepared. It had probably been made for her. Around the room, some glitter that looked like gold leaf drifted about, making the scene look quite fantastical. When she eventually realized they were gold butterflies, it further strengthened that impression. There was someone across from her. A woman. A lady. It was the portrait's witch. Hi, Art! Welcome in! She seemed to be having a one-sided conversation. She was probably talking to Rosa. But Rosa, whose mind was clouded up by a deep fog, didn't have a clue what was being said. Choose whatever you please. If there is anything you want, I'll give it to you. You can think of it as a reward for your good luck, or else as proper compensation for how you've answered to my demands. It may have been a truly trivial matter from your perspective. However, the deal was important enough to me to be deserving of this reward. What is she talking about? I don't know. It's just that I am very much a witch. Perhaps you'd best ask for something only a witch can give you. What a rare chance this is to actually receive the favor of Beatrice the Golden. Me. Finally, Rosa started to feel the blood flowing through her body. Her movements were still sluggish, and she couldn't even voice the words she was thinking. I am commonly called the Golden Witch. Bestowing a mountain of gold like the one I gave Kinzo is trivial for me. After all, you can measure all the pleasures of the human world with money. Therefore, gold is no more or less than the manifestation of the human world's pleasures. Can you imagine it? A mountain of gold that you couldn't use up as long as you lived? As the witch blew on her pipe, multicolored smoke enshrouded their surroundings. Whoa! As she did this, the inside of the parlor was suddenly filled with stacks of gold ingots. It looked like a shining gold-colored wall. If each ingot was worth several 10 million yen, how much would all of this be worth? It seemed sinful to even think of such a number. However, the human world is difficult. I know there are some things that cannot be settled, no matter how high into the sky you pile the gold. I know there are cracks that cannot be filled. I won't make light of that, which is why this is a gift that only a witch such as I can give. Why don't I fill those cracks in for you? Yes, how about this? It's something only I can give. You should be very happy. No need to thank me out loud. I can tell right away. It's written on your face and in the corners of your heart. Rosa felt a touch of discomfort at this witch, who kept on talking even though Rosa hadn't uttered a single word. But since she couldn't manage to speak, and was so helpless that it was difficult to even move a finger, she couldn't do anything but listen. How far must the deep wounds in your heart recede before they can be healed? This is deep. Quite deep indeed. Sometimes wounds close up while a fragment of foreign matter remains inside. Even when such wounds appear to have healed, they continue to throb for all eternity. Sometimes you have to open the wound once more in order to heal it completely. As the witch spoke, she stared deep into Rosa's eyes. What in the world was she peering at? Rosa felt uncomfortable, but she couldn't look away. So your pain was already faded by the time of your birth. How heartbreaking. You don't have to say it. I understand. I understand. Rosa was gradually being sucked into the witch's eyes. Then the world grew dark, spinning around and around as she was sucked in. Rosa. Rosa. Why are you such an idiot? Oh, that's Kraus Nissan's voice. Kraus Nissan is a real adult, so he's very smart. So he hated the stupid kid, Rosa. I guess that's what happens when your youngest sibling is born like 20 years after you or something crazy like that. He was a very scary person. I was often hit, and my toys were taken from me and broken. I was apparently being punished for something bad I'd done, but I never really understood what it was or why I was being punished. I was always punished suddenly and then later told what the punishment was for in a forced manner, but it was always something I didn't remember doing. So I really hated Kraus Nissan. Rosa, Rosa, why are you such an idiot? Oh, that's Ava Nason's voice. Ava Nason is a real adult, so she's very smart. So she hated the stupid kid Rosa. She was always a very sly person, and she often lied to me, tricked me, bullied me all the time. Apparently I was stupid, and she said it was only natural for stupid people to be swindled by those smarter than them. What a lovely family. So I wanted to become a wise person like Ava Nason and listen to what she said. But when I obeyed her, for some reason, someone always got really mad at me. So I really hated Ava Nason. Rosa, Rosa, why are you such an idiot? Oh, that's Rudolph Nissan's voice. Rudolph Nissan really knows how to get things done, so he hated the stupid kid Rosa. When Kraus Nissan was around, he would be friendly with Kraus Nissan. When Ava Nissan was around, he would be friendly with Ava Nissan. And when Kraus Nissan wasn't around, he would be violent like Kraus Nissan. And when Ava Nason wasn't around, he would play dirty like Ava Nason. And even though he was also bullied most of the time, when Kraus Nason and Aunt Ava Nason weren't around, he gave me 2 people's worth of bullying. So I really hated Rudolph Nissan. Oh, but these were my memories from when I was a kid. It's common for unfair things to happen between kids. And you mustn't hold on to grudges for such things forever. With time, those memories get buried away, and forgetting them bit by bit is supposed to be part of growing up and becoming an adult. Trauma don't just go away like that. So becoming an adult is the same as separating yourself from all those memories, and because of that, no matter how much time passed, Rosa couldn't become an adult. Even though she had been blessed with a daughter called Maria and was called a mother, she didn't at all feel like she had become an adult. The witch pitied her for that, and she smiled, saying that she could heal that pain herself. How can I heal you? It's possible, but not easy. I might rewind time and giving you a world where you have no older siblings. But that way, your memories of being hurt by your older siblings wouldn't remain. And in that sense, while you might call it a gift, you wouldn't be able to accept it. A person is only satisfied when their starvation is healed. But if you make it so they never starved in the first place, none of them will thank you. Just like how there are no young people who give thanks for their daily gluttony. Understand? I think she's telling me something really complicated. In short, even if she makes it so I never had older siblings, that wouldn't remove my pain. Maybe that's what she's saying. Strictly speaking, that's not quite right. Healing isn't the same thing as removing pain. It's the pleasure we earn as compensation for withstanding pain. Therefore, removing the pain isn't healing. To know the joy of healing, you have to know the pain. Which means you must know joy in order to compensate for your pain. You should be proud of your past sufferings, after all. They are what make it possible for you to know pleasure that those without pain will never experience. Those who experience this pleasure cannot help but pass on the same joy to others. When the witch snapped her fingers, even though the room was still filled with a mountain of gold, and had already lost all semblance of reality, a fabulous tablecloth appeared on top of the table, and a wonderful meal was laid out, almost as though it was the opening of a banquet in a castle from some fairy tale. For an instant, Rosa truly did feel a pleasurable surprise at how fabulous it was, but at the same time, she felt a bit of anticlimax, there we go. After all, she did think being bullied by her siblings could be wiped away by just one meal, no matter how delicious. Oh, I feel something's brewing. Food is the source of many human pleasures. You simply must eat like a pig as long as you live. If one meal isn't enough, then have as many as you want, until the pain of your heart is healed. Why not continue this gourmet banquet? Begin it, furniture. As the witch clapped twice, there were suddenly 2 goat-head servants there, and they began to prepare the meal. From the beautiful dishes adorned the table, they officially took some food and began to pile it up on Rosa's plate. It really did look delicious, but Rosa's body still felt as heavy as lead, and there was no way she'd be able to eat. Maybe they also understood that. You just blinked and randomly there's goat butlers. They literally just appeared out of thin air. Don't worry about it. The goat-head servants tied a napkin around Rosa's collar and gallantly brought a glass of before-dinner alcohol to her mouth, tilting it for her. She remembered an old servant who had once carried rice porridge to her mouth when she was laid up with a high fever. She couldn't drink it well, but it dripped down her mouth, and she felt the fragrant sweetness spread throughout her mouth. It's a sweet aperitif of noble rot German-made wine. A wine cocktail of white wine mixed with a crimson golden drop. Oh. If I had to give it a name, I'd call it a bloody grouse. Soaked with just a golden drop of your brother's blood that was squeezed out of a compressor. Wow. Rosa coughed violently, and the bright red that stained her face made it look as though she had coughed up blood. You know a lot about black tea, so you should know what it means, right? Golden drop refers to the last drop in a drink. It is called the most precious drop in black tea. So a golden drop of blood is the same. The last and most precious drop of blood squeezed out of a human. We squeeze it using that. As the witch snapped her fingers, a bright red veil that had been set up before something large was removed. Yeah, this is a very different vibe from the first tea party. My goodness. The solemn and massive machine there was just like a coffin for a large-sized person, with many large bulb-like things stuck to it, and it looked like a sinister torture device. By its unnerving shape, she could tell that with a human strength, it could be used to tighten and compress something. And it seemed there were still some dregs remaining because of the bright red remains that stained it. But you cannot take more than one golden drop at a time. No matter what kind of human you take it from, you can't get more than one drop. But I am a witch. Reviving a person is easy for me. When the witch snapped her fingers, the human compressor began to shake. No, she could hear a groan. It looked almost as though someone sleeping in that man-sized coffin, and woken up, was now struggling to get out. But that was wrong. What was inside definitely had been squeezed dregs. Using her magic, the witch had once again revived the squeezed dregs to how they'd been before they were squeezed. 3 goat-head servants with muscular physiques approached the compressor and forcefully started tightening the large bulb. As they did, an unearthly moan came from inside the coffin. Rosa thought she knew the owner of that voice. Oof. Well, Kraus is having a very, 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 very bad time. It is fitting for cooking to be done in the kitchen. Enough. Stand back. Do you understand how precious a golden drop is? To have it stained, these crimson require. To have it stained, this crimson requires that several dozens people's worth be squeezed. The witch definitely said that only 1 golden drop could be taken from a single human. And yet, she had dozens of people's worth of golden drops from a single human. Only a witch could do this. The Golden Witch Beatrice could kill a single human endlessly. In other words, before Beatrice, even death did not mean freedom. Do you need me to put it a different way? Have you forgotten the day this man hit you when you swallowed the blood that ran into your mouth? That's right. Remember that taste. Remember the taste of the tears that you spilled until you were dry. I believe this aperitif will be sufficient to heal that regrettable memory. Once again, the goat-head servants tilted a deep red glass against her mouth. Rosa tried resisting by closing her lips. But the deep red liquid was relentlessly poured into her mouth, which hung open with shock, and the inside of her mouth was filled with a ghastly sweetness. It definitely was a fragrant sweetness. The living blood of her brother, who had given her such hateful thoughts and made her soak her pillow so many times, had been collected from his death, repeated dozens of times. How could the crimson-stained wine not be sweet? But Rosa tried to spit it out. Because of that, the deep red wine that spilled out of Rosa's mouth looked like a blood stain. Now that she knew this ghastly substance wasn't a simple aperitif, Rosa couldn't help but feel uncomfortable about what would happen if this banquet continued. This is a double-ton salad made from vegetables in season. On your 9th birthday, you made a wish that you'd someday get to chew this to bits, the salad made from Ava's tongue. When Rosa heard the true nature of the pink-colored meat piled up in the salad, she had a sudden impulse to vomit her guts out. Furthermore, the goat servant stuck a fork in it and carried it to Rosa's mouth. How does your double-tongued sister taste? It must be quite soft and enchanting, right? It probably would be quite sweet, soft, and enchanting in her mouth, after all. Ava's lies were always sweet, and young Rosa had always listened to them. And, you might say, the stimulating pepper seasoning expressed the truth behind those lies well. As the ton salad that kept being pushed into Rosa's mouth was covered with saliva, she spat it out. But the goat-head servants carefully returned it to the plate and carried it to Rosa's mouth over and over again. It goes without saying, But I made this salad liberally using 5 of Ava's tongues. You can't get more than 1 tongue out of a person, but I can get them over and over. As Rosa's tears dripped down, she resisted frantically. However, the only way she could resist was by refusing to swallow. Even if she didn't swallow it, the taste of the French dressing increasingly permeated Rosa's mouth. Does it not please you? There's lots more. Sea bass pie wrapped in the skin of Rudolph's face. Whoa! It's getting worse! Like wine made from blood, okay. Tongues and salad, okay. Literally someone's face in a pie. Soup with boiled brains, liver pate. And look forward to dessert. Okay, liver pate is normal, except you know it's made with humans. It's not just your siblings, see? I have lavishly assembled all of those whom you have trusted, and yet by whom you were betrayed. Why? Don't we continue this banquet for all eternity, until your heart is satisfied for all eternity? You're happy, right, Ushiro Miyato-za? Don't pretend you hate it. I know you're actually happy, Kay? If you want to laugh, then do so. If you don't want to feel better until you've heard a raw performance of your annoying older sibling's screams, I'll let you hear them as much as you like. That's just your personality, right? On the inside, you're actually so happy that your skin is crawling all over. And yet, on the outside, you're merely pretending that all this causes you pain, yes? It's alright. Here, there's no need to worry about your honor or your public image or anything. So laugh as much as you want and chew it to bits. Isn't this the best banquet, Ushiro Miyato-za? Oh, I'm sorry. I wanted to leave dessert as a surprise, but let me reveal it now anyways. Maybe that will be enough incentive for you to eat up the full course. Your dessert is that beloved daughter that you had to keep pretending to love, oven-baked Maria with apples. Doesn't that sound yummy? Once you eat this, you will be released from everything. Freedom, you see? Freedom! Oh, and my app crashed again. God damn. Aren't you happy? You should be happy. Drool is hanging from your mouth just looking in a mirror. Suddenly. VTube Studio, you meant? Yeah. Suddenly, a muscular goat cook was holding Maria under his arm. And Maria gazed at Rosa with a face that was only slightly sad. Hi, Ranger. You're just in time. We're cooking people, apparently. It was a cute freeze frame, though. Mama, was I a burden? You aren't a burden. As Rosa spat out the food that was continually being carried to her mouth, as she was covered with filth and saliva and blood, she resisted filthfully and screamed. Well, when you put it like that, it sounds even worse. I mean, literally, that's what it is. She got served wine that was made from, Krause's blood. She got served a salad that was made with Rosa's tongue. There's supposed to be a sea bass pie that has Rudolph's face in it. And they're baking Maria in an oven with apples for dessert. I mean, literally, we are cooking people. That's nasty. That's Beatrice. I can fix her? Oh, hell no, you cannot. You beginning of the stream. Because there was this whole scene where Beatrice makes Battler undress her and put her in a new dress, and then also makes him walk around naked with like a dog collar and chain. And I was like, so the people who like Beatrice are just extreme masochists. I get it. Gotcha. I just can't do never mind. Hi, Alpim. Look, this stream is, yeah, you know, it's the end of Chapter 2 of UMINEKO. Nothing good is happening. Listen here, Bob the Builder, maybe not this job. You're leaving? Understandable. Bye. This is nothing compared to Uihime, which is, one of Ryukishi Nana's newest works. Like, this is nothing. This is nothing. If you think I'm a burden, I don't mind if you eat me. After all, I'm always doing horrible things to you. Even when you bring a man over, I can't stay quiet. When you spend the night out with a man, I get lonely and unruly and make a mess of my room. When I go to search by myself, I get lost, the police pick me up, and you're shamed. When you don't come home for several days, I cry and have to be consoled by the neighbors, you're shamed. Ooh. Yes, it is indeed September 22nd. Is when my birthday is. And rest in peace, Rosa. Maria was like actively sabotaging her mother's attempts at having like a relationship. So it's like, I mean, there's never an excuse for beating your child, but I can understand where the resentment started building up then. Sorry for being born. Oh god. So I'll become a delicious oven-baked apples for Mama's sake. You're bad with dates? Mood. I get it. And then maybe Mama will be happy I exist for the first time. Maybe she'll eat me and think I'm delicious. Isn't it delicious? Be choked up with tears of gratitude. Your daughter is saying this much for you, right? Oven-baked apples and your beloved daughter make for the best dessert. You managed to raise such delicious ingredients. Aren't you the best mother, Ushiro Miyaroza? Mama, thanks for everything. Bye-bye. Wait! Wait, Maria, that's wrong! Stop it already! Stop it! No! I don't want something like this. Please stop. Please forgive me. No. Stop it already. Don't put it in my mouth. Satisfied with my hospitality, then I'll have you accept it. That I am a witch. Proclaim it. Ushiro Miyarosa accepts that Beatrice is a witch. I accept it. Ushiro Miyarosa accepts that Beatrice is a witch. So give Maria back. Release me. I finally made you acknowledge it. That crafty battler has already surrendered, and I made Rosa, the fool who denied me even after being invited to the Golden Land, accept it. Oh no! Oops. A mistake was made, and it was a costly one. Perfect, perfect, it's perfect! I've accomplished my perfect victory! Come, bring Maria, prepare a delicious oven roast for Rosa! Looks delicious. Slice. Whoa! Back. Battler? What? That voice? Oof. An arm grabbed the back of the witch's head and smashed her face into the table. Damn. As it did, the witch broke into pieces, turned into a cloud of gold butterflies, and reformed into her body a short distance away. Battler? Luckily, Dee Dee streams cure any negative emotions. Aw, yay. I thought you'd surrendered so far that even your soul was furniture. Huh, me too. But while I was listening to that gross recipe, I started to get a little hungry. Now I feel like eating a whole roast witch. And Maria, it's 10 years too early for you to talk about having someone eat you up. But in 10 years, you better say that. Battler, that is your cousin! Whoa! 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 Okay, I know technically marrying your first cousin is legal in Japan. But oh my god! No, don't make her say that! Oh my god! This game is wild. Ah, that's not even the worst of it, I guarantee it. This is the guy who wrote the new Silent Hill, and apparently the voice actress who voices the main character literally has some trauma after voicing the character in that game. So, you know. Sorry to keep you waiting, Aunt Rosa. I'd forgotten. This is a one-on-one fight between me and this woman. It's totally wrong for me to give in. Thanks to you hanging in there, I've gotten my will to fight back. This person he gave up down to the depths of his soul and surrendered to me, didn't he? I see. He doesn't know when to give up. Just what I expect from Ushido Miyakinzo's grandchild. So the chick of a phoenix is a phoenix after all. Oh, is that what the one-winged eagle actually is? It's a phoenix? How dashing, how amusing. I am not actually amused. I wouldn't have it any other way. I wouldn't have you any other way, Battler. Try to deny me, I'll completely and thoroughly smash you to bits. Let me make you surrender over and over again. I'll teach you, one who has licked my shoes, the taste of defeat over and over again. No problem. I'll teach you that I, Ushinomiya Battler, am a man who can stand back up even after crawling through the mud. I've never been invincible in a fight. I've lost loads of times, but I'll definitely crawl through the mud and stand up again. How we been doing since you disappeared for an hour? Been good. Just reading. We finished chapter 2 proper. Now we're reading like the epilogue stuff. In a man's fight, you don't lose until you accept defeat, no matter how much you get beat up. Sure. Whatever you say. Don't think I'm out just because you took a shot at me. I'll give you a good show, Beatrice! I'll accept your challenge, Ushinomiya Battler. Furniture, begin preparations for the next game. Chapter 3 then? Yup, chapter 3 then. While we're waiting, why don't you tell me all about it? There were a lot of closed rooms in this game. Using red, I've smashed to bits most of the methods by which you tried to talk yourself out of them. What other evasive quibbles will you show me now? The lock to the chapel, the lock to Jessica's room, the lock to the servant's room, the lock to Nasuhi's room, the lock to the parlor. Use your bizarre specialty, those delusions, ranting, daydreams, and bluffs all slanted with ridiculous and incredible turn of events and show me how you thoroughly deny me! It's useless. It's all useless! And off they go. Woo! Credits! Okay, while this scrolls, I'm gonna refill my water. So this is epilogue 1. There's like an epilogue 2, basically. Which probably won't be very long as well. So I will be right back. I'm just gonna refill my mug. Hold on. I'm back, water. No, not the spray bottle. Alright, game. I respect everyone that worked on this game. But can we skip the credits? But can we? I don't think we can. I have pressed every single button I can think of. I mean, it's probably not that long, but it's all in kanji. So, like, you know when you're reading stuff in English, you can sort of tell when the credits are probably going to be over because everything's in alphabetical order. I'm like, I can't tell. See, we've got an S and an X, like. Have you tried turning it on and off again? I mean, yes. But what if it doesn't register that we finished the tea party and then it doesn't open up the next one? Because I haven't gotten an achievement pop up yet saying we did the tea party, so. Original work? Okay, that'll be the end. Yeah, there we go. I figured they wouldn't be long, but I was like, we've got limited time today. Like, pushing all buttons. Yeah, see, there we go. Now it's unlocked. If I close the game and then reopened it, I see When They Cry a lot in VNCU and Spooky Play. Yeah, that's because it's all by the same guy. Higurashi no Naku Koro ni is like the first in the When They Cry series. And the second one is Umineko no Naku Koro ni. And he started writing a third one, but it's been on like indefinite hiatus because he started... So this is all the same universe? Sort of. Battler Umineko no Naku Koro... Or sorry, Higurashi. Battler mentions he read it as a book. But, some of the characters, like the witches that show up, look like characters from Higurashi. So it's hard. It's like same universe, but in the same way, it's like a parallel meta-universe kind of thing, from my understanding. And yeah, Ryukishi has started writing a third one, but it's on indefinite hiatus because The first one came out like right before COVID hit. And then I guess because of whatever subject matter was going on in the game, they decided to delay the rest of it. And so now, like, it's like, what is it, Siconia? A genius of storks. Ah, so when the storks cry, I see. It follows people trying to prevent the outbreak of World War IV. 4. We skipped 3. We went straight to 4. Oh! Okay, it's never coming out then. Because I just pulled up the wiki. So it's, I guess because of everything that happened, in 2023, the second phase was suspended indefinitely. So, like, there's, like, one chapter of it, basically, that came out in October 2019, so just before COVID hit. And it said, in 2023, the second phase was suspended indefinitely because the author did not want to create a story glorifying war. I see. I mean, you can write a story about war that doesn't glorify war, but, I mean, the average anime fan cannot, read between the lines. Imagine that's hard to do? Yes and no. I mean, Grave with the Firefly sure as hell does not glorify war. Da, da, da. Oh, I was just reading the summary on the wiki about what this... about, like, the fact that it got on hiatus or something. Alrighty. Sometimes when I start reading stuff, I forget to keep talking. Welcome to the tea party of those who are not human. So, Birkenstill, the witch who showed up in, the tea party for episode 1, she looks like Rika from, Higurashi. Did you get an assistant? It's like, do you have help? Oh, I guess we're not human. True, we're magical beings. I guess technically we'd be welcomed at the tea party. I don't think we'd get along with Beatrice, though. You think I would? Time to put Art in the Moonbeam jail. Put him in the jar in the corner. This is for your own good. You can't listen to crazy women. Don't listen to the crazy women. We gotta keep you away from the crazy women. Sentenced to jar. But no. Prince of Tennis was bad, but he never actually killed anyone. Beatrice has killed many people. Mama B can only approve of one bad boy or girl for each bean. You've already had your quota. Well then, did you find that game enjoyable? There she is. So the girl on the left with the purple hair, she is modeled off Rika from Higurashi. It's crazy. Zexu now art? Is this contagious? I've always been like this. Something, 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 self-esteem, something, 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 something. She's not wrong. I'm sure I'm oversimplifying, but I'm like, you know, there's probably something to be said about people who like to be degraded too much. It's like you're a little too used to bad things happening to you, and you associate them with getting attention and or affection now. So you've conflated the two in your brain. My, but you're as harsh as always, considering how proud I was to have created a development so impactful that it might even satisfy even the boredom-hating Lady Birkenstell. This response is quite harsh. Don't like being degraded, but I like crazies. Okay. You've upgraded from... You don't need to stay in the jar. You're still in timeout, though. Well, I'll admit it was impactful. However, it was horrible as a fair game, unless you make the conditions a bit more even. Are you saying there's no way to win? Not even for Lady Birkenstell? Slight manipulation, though. It just keeps getting worse! This is one way that is, like, this is not, like, streamer, like, chat. Like, I do indeed have, like, my favorite characters that are, like, kind of messed up. But for the most part, I'm like, no. You do you, bro. No judgment here. Essentially, yeah. Like, I'm teasing. But that's just because I'm at the complete opposite end of the spectrum. Like, I'm not, like, you know, frickin', like, Beatrice, who's, like, you know, into sadomasochism kind of thing. But it's like, if, like, you were, like, you know, everyone, like, had that period where, or not everyone, a lot of people were, like, step on me kind of thing. Like, queen, step on me. I'm like, no, don't step on me. If you raise your voice, I'm gonna raise mine? Yeah, pretty much. So it was like, you know... I can't remember the exact wording. But it was during Danganronpa 2, and someone was like... Nagito, like, please step on me or whatever. I'm like, no, that boy wants to be stepped on. Like, that is not someone to step on you. You are to do the stepping. Like, Diana, you want to step on him? I'm like, if it's between being stepped on and stepping, I will do the stepping. A choice had to be made, pretty much. Never thought I'd hear that out of my Kamiyoshi. Well, and that's the thing, right? like I said, it's not that I'm actually into, like, that kind of sadomasochism stuff. But it's like, you know, if it's, like, one or the other, I would rather be, like, you know, the doer rather than be the receiver, basically. And, like, you know, in the name of, like, because I was roasting all of y'all who are like, oh, it's like, I can fix her, she can step on me or whatever, and tying that into self-esteem stuff. For me, I'm sure it comes from a little bit, like I said, I have trouble asking for help and stuff like that, so I'm like, I can't give up control. Give up control? Put myself in a vulnerable position? No. We are doing that. Me? Give up power? Die. Ranger gets it. Ranger gets it. With someone I like, I'm as vulnerable as possible? I can be? Like I said, I am the one who does the chasing most often, but I would also prefer to be the one chased. And, like, you know, when I'm the one who does the chasing, it doesn't end well. So it's kind of like, all these times I open myself up to be vulnerable, it goes badly. And I mean, that's just life. But it's like, you know, like, eventually it gets to the point I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should stop. Like, maybe I should stop chasing people. But, you know, it's like, you won't make friends or, like, get, like, a girlfriend, boyfriend, or whatever if you don't put yourself out there. So it's like, yeah, you can stop, but, well. Because he's a degenerate. Fair enough. There was, like, that whole, like, big, like, quiz, like, that was, like, are you a brat or are you a brat tamer? Like, blah, 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 blah. I was, like, I was more towards, like, a lot of stuff was, like, even. But, like, it did skew more towards, like, being, like, more dominant. But, I mean, sometimes your personality, I know that test. I do like the way Iduna put it one way. Is she's like, how you are behind closed doors can often be the opposite of how you are in public. And it's not that, like, you know, you're lying or you're hiding yourself. It's just the subconscious is very different than the conscious mind. Because, like, Iduna has, like, a very, like, compassionate but also very strong and, like, forceful personality. But she, like, calls herself, like, a bottom. So it's like, you know, it's like, some parts of yourself people don't need to see, pretty much, yeah. Oh, I mean, you're never gonna 100% match up with someone on those quizzes. I mean, it's nice, but compatibility is a multifaceted thing. But I mean, you as someone who's asexual, that stuff is gonna weigh much lower for you than someone who is very sexualized. So, oh, the quiz. Fair enough. Sorry, I was not reading correctly then. The bystander syndrome. Or are you planning on hiding it? You're an outrageous person to come into someone else's territory from such a great distance to work against them. and you came to watch from the sidelines and probably to push strongly for my defeat. So a bi person. I've guessed right, haven't I? And if so... truly amusing. That I should be granted a chance to fight against Lady Birkenstill, the strongest of witches who defeated Lady Lamba Delta, is truly a pleasure. Yes, I'm also pleased. I came all this way because I really wanted to see you, brimming with confidence, fall apart and lose. Oh, what an honest person! Even so, it would be a shame if the contest between me and the great Lady Birkenstill was resolved without at least one observer. You called her here, didn't you? That kid. Oh my god, it's Satoko. Well, this is also a character from Higurashi, or at least looks like her. Oh, the ho 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 laugh, that is Satoko. I found you! I finally found you, Birkenstill! How are you, Lambda? Looks like you've got lots of spare time, too. I wonder if it's fate that the pair who hates boredom should run into each other again. Stupid kid! Can't you see you only won against me because of a little luck and a problem of compatibility? After that, you became such a brag, and now you're even picking a fight with Beatrice? Shouldn't you learn your place? Beatrice is strong, and she's even more brutal than I am. Just a bit. And by the way, don't go shorting people's names without their permission. You're dumb too, Bieto. She says as she shorted someone's name without permission. If this kid's in your game, she'll make a mess of everything. I mean, sometimes you see a word and you're like... My brain knows this is spelled right, but also it looks wrong, you know? Sometimes that stuff happens. I certainly didn't just bring Lady Lamba Delta here to watch from the sidelines. After informing me that you were betting against me, she said that she would bet against you. You're still holding a grudge, aren't you? Ho, 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 ho! Because I'm the strongest witch in the universe, but I lost to you, which means I'm not the strongest. So, any enemy of yours is my ally. And there you have it. Great Lady Birkenstill is as our opponent. This may not even count as a handicap, but it should make for good entertainment. Do as you like. Now that I've been exposed, allow me to get serious. That would be well. Going easy has never been written in my dictionary. Lady Lamba Delta, let us enjoy our precious time together. Yeah, I'll be counting on you, Lady Beatrice. I've been betrayed pretty bad by her, too. Until the two of us smash her up and pay her back double, I won't be able to rest. I'll be counting on you, Lambda. And you, Bieto. No matter what we fight over, this will be a very significant battle for us all. That's right! Of course I don't plan on losing, but we've got a goal beyond who wins and who loses. After all, we hate boredom. The three witches giggled and cackled and guaffed. That's right. I should thank you, Pietro. It looks like I'll finally be able to escape my boredom. Do your best to entertain me, along with Lambda Delta. Leave it to me. If we've decided, Pietro, then let's start a strategy meeting right now. I know all of this girl's weak points, and I'll teach you all of them. And yet, Lady Lambda Delta, you were defeated by her. I won't tell you, Son! She's never boring, that Lambda Delta. Isn't she? Take care of her. She gets lonely easily. I see. So she's one of those that are popular these days. As expected from Lady Lambda Delta. Quite cutting edge. Go already. That kid's waiting for you to chase after her. Then if you'll excuse me, see you next game. I'm sorry. That troublesome one came, but don't mind it. More importantly, things sure got ugly. I thought I experienced a very tragic end in Lambda's game, but this one is exceptionally horrible. I can't say I don't understand why you're hugging your knees and closing up your heart. If you meet a fate like that a few more times, it'll take a lot less than 100 years to kill your heart. Pietro saw through me, so I'll confess. You are now just like I was in the past when I was imprisoned inside Lambda's world. Shut inside a labyrinth of cruel fate, tormented by a witch, in a manner of speaking. I am a witch who was born from there. Is she actually Rika? Interesting. Because, I mean, we will get around to playing Higurashi at some point. But Higurashi, I at least know passively because I watched the anime. So I'm like, is she actually Rika? So maybe I'm like an older sister to you. So I decided that I'd lend you my power. However, even compared to my fate, yours is truly brutal. Not only do I sympathize with you, I'm almost brought to tears by your tragic fate. But please, don't lose heart. Please don't submit to Pietro, no matter what. Certainly, that child's game is quite unfair. I've only been allowed a glimpse of the game board. But the unfair and clever devices set up on the stage are so disgusting that I imagine they surpass those on Lambda Delta's game board. What's even more frightening is that when that kid moves a piece, she doesn't always make the best possible move. That is where she's very different from Lambda. Lambda always uses an overpowering number of pieces to make the best possible move in order to win. But Pietro sometimes intentionally goes easy on her opponent when she moves her pieces. Since when we are in trouble, we try to seek out our opponent's strategy by looking at their moves. This creates a very formidable amount of noise in our information that might cause a troublesome amount of disorder. However, as in chess, though a player might be able to create some noise for their opponent with a useless move, they'll still miss out on the more valuable move they avoided. In other words, it's not like your opportunities to take advantage of this are zero. Although you may not be able to believe it, that analogy holds true for this game as well. Even though these developments looked so overpowering, there actually was a weak point. A weak point that almost looks like she wanted you to take advantage of it. Though, I don't know if it's a trap, or if she's testing us. Anyway, don't surrender. Don't stop thinking. Don't deny any possibility.
As long as you continue to hold the will to fight, Bieto will not win. What's the most important element in defense during a witch's battle? Rather than trying to win, try not to lose. If accepting her means your defeat, then you definitely mustn't accept her. Making you accept witches, there is no longer any doubt that this is one of Beatrice's victory conditions. Now that I have announced that I'm your ally, I too will make as great an effort as possible to lend you my power. Make an effort yourself as well. If you're still hugging your knees, quickly stand back up. In times like this, what did I used to say again? Go for it. Yay! Ah! She is Rika! What? Rika, what happened to you? It's so embarrassing doing this. I've done this much for you, so quickly stand back up. Ah, there you are. I wondered where Burn shrank off to. Could she be any more lame? Even so, just like usual, the pieces Burn chooses are pretty shabby. It's the same with chess, right? If all your pieces were pawns, you'd have zero chance to win, right? If all your pieces were rooks and bishops, you definitely wouldn't lose. Well, last time, right when I felt just a little pity and said she could start with her pieces anywhere she wanted, that idiot Burn, without taking notice of my compassion, started with all of her pawns on my side of the board. What's up with that? That wasn't a loss or anything. Just remembering it makes me queasy. Because of that, I won't be able to rest until I see Burn's speechless face. And since you, Burn's piece, fucked up so bad, wow, Satoko! Someone get the soap. I'm feeling just great. Plus, she may not look it, but that girl really hates to lose. So I'll bet she's off somewhere grinding her teeth and crying her eyes out right now. How totally lame. Come on, laugh with me. How's my day? Day was okay. Day was not bad. Nothing to write home about, really. Wait a sec. Are you still hugging your knees? You already like this just because Bieto got a little serious? Could you be any more pathetic? You're so pathetic. I'll help you just a little bit. I, the great Lady Lampedelta, the Witch of Certainty and the strongest in the universe. Certainty, you say? Will bring your hopelessly low chances of winning just a little bit closer to certainty. You should thank me. You know, Beatrice may really be a cruel and powerful witch, but she's no match for me. Why? Because she's soft. Though she'll set up the board in a way. Team Lamb or Burke? Burn. Definitely Burn. She'll intentionally avoid cornering you. She'll do things like take worthless pieces and place excess pieces on the board to make things more one-sided. Simply put, she's got the bad habit of playing around as soon as she thinks she's won. Almost all the various attacks that hurt you and Burn look like utter waste and overkill to me. In other words, she's got a weakness and you've got a chance. See? She isn't an opponent to be afraid of, right? She sometimes mistakes her means for her ends. And she has too much dark fun. Sometimes that even ends up creating and exposing her own weak points. For a super powerful witch like me, it's hard to understand why she's able to act so tough. Why she lowers her own chances of winning, but, well, because of that, a witch like Burn who likes to thoroughly read her opponent has a really bad affinity with her. Because reading her doesn't work. Maybe it's really easy for Burn to read and handle a straightforward and honest type like me. Annoyingly enough. Well, still, a super firepower type like me can flat out beat up a light, wide-range barrage type like Beatrice. So it's kinda like rock, paper, scissors. If I'm paper, Bieto is rock. Which means Burn is scissors. Well, maybe that doesn't matter. Even though my paper loses to Burn's scissors, if it was a sheet of super paper, which is more awesome than normal paper, I could beat even scissors, right? I guess? Basically, I, Lambda Delta, am super paper. Oh, 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 oh. It looks like you've regained a bit of your color. That Beato, she's having fun torturing some piece called Rosa. At a glance, you'd think she has a really nasty taste, right? Wrong. She's just killing time, hoping that you'll stand back up and return. It's a move to fire up your righteous indignation by intentionally doing something detestable. Oh man, I hate kids like that. Anyway, I'll head on back. Don't tell anyone about me helping you out just a little bit. I mean, it's not like I helped you because I wanted to save you, okay? Sun, sun, daddy, sun, sun. I, the strongest witch in the universe, had my throne stolen away when I lost to Burn. So I've got to take that throne back from her. But if she loses to Bieto here, then it's Bieto who'll get the position of strongest next, right? Well, it's not like I'm complaining. It'd be easier to steal the throne back from Bieto, but then I wouldn't be satisfied, you see? I will defeat Burn, and I'll take back my position as the strongest. It's not like I'm really helping you, okay? I won't forgive you if you make Burn cry. Oh, okay. Dun dun dun! The next episode's lock has been removed. right. What time is it? It's 20 after 9? We've got time to start the next one. We won't get very far in it, I'm sure, but we can start the chapter 3. We're about halfway through. You might be like, but there's only 4. Then we have to switch games to get the answer arc. There's 4 chapters in this one and then 4 chapters in the next one, and that'll be basically the complete story from my understanding. Alright, chapter 3. The story is very obviously fictional. Now, what are we gonna get this time? It was fictional this whole time. I know, shocking. The vase was very beautiful, rich with history and value. Even as young as I was, it still forced me to take a deep breath when I witnessed its beauty. Of course, it was a member of Grandfather's favorite collection. So that I did accidentally destroy its fragile beauty. I was always given strict orders never to touch it. But that just made me want to touch it. It looked light and yet so elegant that just glancing at it gave an indescribable sense of dignity. I wanted to see what it felt like to touch a vase like that. However, just as Grandfather had said, it was a thing that shouldn't be touched. Something this beautiful should never be touched. Such beauty can only dwell in something so easily broken. Because of that, just a brush of a finger by someone like me would. Just like how a fun dream disappears with a poof when you wake up, it disappeared, fell, and broke into pieces. I realized that, because of my own foolish curiosity, I had done something that couldn't be taken back. No matter how much I regretted it, no matter how much I apologized, the broken vase would not be returned to its original form. Grandfather will probably scold me. Probably very harshly. I ended up breaking into tears and sobbing, frightened. As I did, I noticed something beautiful. Lightly dancing golden butterflies were coming towards me. As mysteriously glowing golden dots shone in the air, the butterflies began to gather, one at a time. Oh, it's Beatrice. Beatrice, that reliable golden witch, has arrived. So I'm assuming... That's not Beatrice. Who are you? She's wearing, like, the one-winged eagle. That's not Beatrice. What's going on here? Pretty? I definitely like this look a lot more than Golden Beatrice. The butterflies kept gathering until they formed a cloud, and then she was there. She was always there for me. Whenever I was in trouble, she'd always appear and save me. Good day to you, princess. Beatrice! Oh my, why are you crying so and on a day so well suited for a tea party? I broke Grandfather's precious vase. Grandfather's gonna get mad at me. I don't know what to do. I see. That is worrying. The master really treasured this particular vase, didn't he? Oh. Imagining how he'll punish you scares even me, Beatrice. Grandfather was a very frightening person, and when you failed to follow something he said even once, he would become so mad, with a rage that would make even the fallen angels in hell quiver. Since I knew that down to my bones, I couldn't do anything but tremble and cry. I possess no magic that can scoop up your fallen tears, princess. But if you need a magic that will prevent the master from scolding you, I might be able to manage something. Really? Yes, if you'll be gracious enough to believe in my power, princess. The power of belief is the source of magic. Miracles only appear before those of great faith. I believe in your power, Beatrice. So please, fix this vase. Please. If that is what you want, princess, then leave it to me, Beatrice. When she extended her index finger, a golden butterfly softly landed there and changed its form into her favorite cane. But even that was enough to give me a small glimpse at Beatrice's wonderful and awesome magic power. She pointed her cane at the broken vase, and just like a child's lullaby, she began speaking the magic words. Come, try closing your eyes, and try to remember, what form did you have? It was surely a very, very beautiful form. Please show me that form one more time. Were they words, or was it a song? No, it had to be magic. After all, can't you see? Pieces of the vase are rapidly gathering together, gently returning to the place where they'd been on display, reassembling into their original form. Incredible! See? Now it's back to normal. This way, you won't have to get yelled at by the master. Beatrice, you really are amazing. You can fix broken vases like it's nothing. That's not true. Returning something broken to its original form is a very, very difficult thing to do. My magic can only make it remember what it once was for a short time. But the vase really turned back to the way it was, right? Correct. But that doesn't mean the vase has avoided its fate of being broken. All I did was temporarily get the broken vase to remember its form before it broke. I have not yet attained the high level of magical power that might be used to restore a broken fate to its original form. At that time, the high-pitched scream of a servant could be heard from inside the mansion. When I went to see what had happened, I noticed that several of the servants were gathered and were cleaning up the remains of the broken vase. From what they said, it seemed a black cat had sneaked in from somewhere and had climbed up on the vase, causing it to break. I understood the meaning of Beatrice's words. At the moment I broke the vase was broken. Beatrice let me see the vase being restored, but that was a temporary thing. It didn't mean she changed the fate of the vase being broken. And so, the vase remembered its true fate and broke. However, the one who broke it wasn't me, but a cat that had snuck in. That's right. Beatrice never said, let's fix the vase. She said she'd prevent the master from scolding me. The fate of the vase breaking hasn't changed, but the fact that I broke it certainly has. Beatrice cleverly saved me from danger with that magic. It is very easy to break something. After all, you don't need magic to break that vase, princess. Then, is fixing stuff really hard? It is. It's so hard that you broke down crying, unsure of what to do. Does that mean magic is easier to use when doing terrifying things? That breaking and killing is really easy, but fixing and reviving things is really hard? That's right. With magic, it is far easier to break and kill. That's why weak witches lose to temptation and become intoxicated with gathering easy power for themselves and neglecting their true magic training. Real magic is the power to repair, to revive, to summon happiness that has disappeared, to summon love that has grown cold. And it can even summon a smile to the face of a princess who has forgotten how. Then, Beatrice, since you managed to fix that vase, does that mean you're an incredible witch? My days of training are far from over. After all, I couldn't make that vase forget its fate for even an hour. I'm sure my teacher, who taught me magic, would have been able to restore the vase to its original form forever. So, if it kept breaking and breaking, she'd be able to fix it over and over again? Yes. When one reaches that level, they are considered to be an endless witch. That is the endless level that all witches ought to reach. We offer the utmost respect to those witches and call them by that title. An endless witch. That's right. To witches with the power to mend things endlessly, the concept of breaking doesn't even exist. They are released from all the sadness caused by losing things, and are promised eternal bliss. Certainly, the human world is full of sadness caused by separation and loss. To escape that sadness, people pray to gods and ask for the power to withstand their sadness, believing it to be a test. In other words, a human's life is a journey, searching for a way to withstand sadness. In that case, a witch who could revive all things would be freed from all sadness in the world. Simply put, that would mean eternal bliss. I wonder if I could become a witch like you and gain eternal happiness. You, princess? It is a long and difficult path, you see. I want to become a witch. I want to find happiness. Beatrice, I want to become your disciple. Do you have even a trace of doubt in that feeling? No. I want to become a witch too. I understand. Then, until you get tired of me, I will make you my disciple. Will you call me teacher? Yes, teacher. That's a good answer. Then from now on, learn the depths of magic along with me. I am also in training. Let us both learn the proper use of magic, doing our best to reach that blissful level. Yes, teacher. Oh, I guess that was Beatrice's backstory. Ah, a dream. That face takes me back. An endless witch, was it? That rank I'd yearned for in the past as the highest possible achievement was now just another one of my titles. No, you might even call it my calling card. Every once in a while, being called that can be quite satisfying. I trained so many days to achieve that rank. It'd be a bit of a waste if I never got the chance to appreciate it. She shook her head lightly. If it is at the highest possible level, then that means there's nothing higher. An eternal dead end, the beginning of eternal boredom. I remember what teacher told me. When one is released from all sadness, it is the same as eternal bliss. That's what makes me think. That's... Teacher, could it ever have reached that level? Eternal bliss means eternal boredom. And that's the beginning of eternal torture. But it all depends on how you look at it. Eternal boredom is the same as a sketchbook that doesn't run out of pages. And it means you can draw whatever you want, can try to have as much fun as you want. Boredom is the worst sort of poison, which can kill all witches. Even those great witches who are given the title Lady fear it. It's the eternal poison that tortures them because of the eternal bliss they've reached. Now that I've earned the name of Endless Witch, I truly wish I could speak with teacher again. Is happiness really what lay at the end of our training? And just what is happiness? I wish I could talk with her about that now. Training has no end. When you think you've reached that eternal level, that's exactly the time to bemoan your own immaturity. I recalled those words as though she'd answered me directly. I see. So I'm immature, am I? How amusing. How truly amusing. The sound of painful, shrill laughter rang out. It was coming from my furniture. What? Did they break their toy again? Beatrice-sama? The sky stopped moving again. And I haven't had nearly enough fun yet. What a pathetic man. But I haven't got a chance to play at all yet. Let me play! Let me play! Silent filth! If you keep devouring him like starving dogs, of course he'll keep breaking right away, no matter how well Beatrice-sama fixes him up. You broke him the most, Satane. You just don't know what holding back means. My apologies, Beatrice-sama. Please forgive my stupid little sisters. Fix him quickly! I'm next! I'm next! Must you keep up that infernal racket? A single yell was all it took to make the noisy Sisters of the Seven Stakes vanish. All they do is mess around, having as much fun as they want breaking him. They only come to me to clean up afterwards. Truly, this furniture never leaves me bored. Once the furniture hid themselves, all that remained was a sloppy mess, the last remnants of a broken toy. It had no form anymore. It's hard even for me to remember its original form in this state. Better to make it remember for itself, perhaps. Oh well. I waved my golden pipe. Then I spoke. I chanted. I made it remember. Come, try to remember. What form did you have? After all, right now, you pretty much look like a huge lump of scrap meat. I've no idea which part is your arm and which is your leg. Unless you remember, I won't even be able to recall your face. By the power of magic, the pitiful pieces of meat began to remember what their form had been. Which part should go with which part, and where should join with where. That's right, just like that. No, you should be a finger on the left hand. That's the right hand. That's it. Good. Good morning. Have you woken up, Ushiromia Battler? How ironic that your true nightmare begins after you awake. Ugh. Ow. If you would just accept that I am a witch, I'll quickly wake up from this nightmare and I'll send you to heaven. I am the king of Mount Purgatory. There's no escape from this hell without my approval. You call this hell? That's just useless. It's all useless. I'm impressed you can still talk like that after experiencing the pain of death not once, like any normal human, but more times than I could count with all of my fingers. This is why I never get bored. I never get bored of you. Yeah, no boredom problems here. After all, I get my pick of the mess. Ah! No, thank you. Thanks to that, I'm not likely to get bored for a while now. That's splendid. Otherwise, I would get bored too. So, my furniture. I fixed it so you can play as much as you want. Thank you very much. All mine. I told you, your turn's over. I'm next. Get away from him. This is the worst harem in existence. Wonderful, isn't it, Battler-kun? Look how popular you are. Popular guys have it rough. Get in line, freaks. If you just stayed obedient instead of acting tough, this would go much easier. Nah, he's good like this. His screams feel so much better. Okay, let's not break him so quickly this time. Did you all hear me? You aren't running this show. Battler-kun, let's continue where we left off, okay? After they locked Jessica-chan's room with the master key, how did they return the key to the corpse's pocket, which was inside the room? Well, maybe. That's it, they used a fishing line or something, sending the key into the room through the crack on of the door. Wrong! So naive. Of all the doors that exist on Rokenjima, none has a crack through which a key can slip. He was wrong, right? Right? Okay, this time it's me! My turn! Should I strike? Me! Back of the hand! No fair! Okay, then I've got the back of his other hand. I'll take the tip of his nose. Oh god, this poor battler. Don't be so slow, Leviathan. We're always done first come, first serve. Okay, I'll take the top of his foot. Me too, me too. I'll take his shoulder. Your sisters, right? Play nice with each other, okay? I can't believe you're still resisting. Why haven't you realized that your false courage actually gets us fired up? Sorry, but false courage and being stubborn are my specialties. No matter how you all try to confuse the issue, I definitely won't accept witches and magic. Even though you can't explain anything with human tricks? Are you stupid? Know your place! It's okay. We don't have to force him to accept. Soon he'll want to accept it so hard he'll start crying. Even now, he really wants to kneel down on the ground pitifully and beg our forgiveness. I don't know about that. Ah, he's broken already. Beatrice-sama! Oh, well. Since they know I can revive him over and over, my furniture won't even hesitate to break him. Good grief. Giving eternal rebirth and eternal death at will before the endless witch Beatrice. All death in life has no meaning. Even death can't become the key to escape from my cage. Come, battler. Remember your original form again. I'll toy with you to my heart's content, understand? I see how truly pleasant to have a toy to play with for all eternity. Could this be the endless bliss witches gain at the endless level? I see. Yes, this bliss certainly is something. I'll revive you over and over, kill you over and over. Let's see what kind of murder play will unfold on the next game board. Come, bring it in. Let the next game begin. Oh, there's the opening. Is this chapter 3? It is indeed chapter 3. They just have like an opening for the chapters. So that was the intro, basically. So that seems like a good place to stop. Gain's all here again. There we go. Episode 3. Dun dun dun. Whee. Comfy day? Definitely comfy day. Ooh. Big stretch. Alright, tomorrow it's gonna be more Kaname Date. And then I'll be on break for a bit because of my trip. But I will, I'll be around on Discord and stuff, oh god. They literally started off the game with your favorite word. It's been tamer than the previous ones, but it's still been fun. Big stretch. Okay. Who can I send us to? It's Sanemi? Okay. Let us look then. Coincidentally, Sato's playing Higurashi right now. I just happened to see. Cute. They're playing Genshin Impact. It's the new story update, so I won't end up sticking around because they're farther ahead than me, but I will send you guys over there for a new friend, another pink cat girl. Alrighty. Here is Raid. And here is Discord. Alrighty, guys. That is it for me. I will see you guys tomorrow for last stream before break. But for now, that's gonna be it for me. So, if it's daytime where you are, have a wonderful rest of your day. And if it's nighttime, have a great rest. When you head on off to bed, until next time, take care of yourself, wash your face, brush your teeth, eat a good food. And I will see you next time. Pet Pep and Mogu for you, of course. Alrighty, bye-bye. Bye-bye.